Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Dr. Bali Knows Best. It's Saturday night, and often Saturday night we do breakfast for dinner. Today we're going to show you how to make Swedish pancakes, or some people call them crepes, but once again, these are gluten-free. This is the final product, and we traditionally put some lemon juice on there, fresh picked from the dome just now, and then a little powdered sugar, and then we roll them. It's kind of the fun part. You got to roll them. And then tonight we're going to finish them off with some strawberries from this year's new bed that you watched us plant earlier. So get some eggs, high protein, make yourself some delicious pancakes. We're going to show you how. Let's put the ingredients together. Basically what we have in Swedish pancakes, or as some people call them, crepes, but I'm half Swedish, so I gotta call them Swedish pancakes. We're gonna have fresh eggs, and this is really a high protein pancake. We're gonna use 8 eggs. We'll use about 1.5 cups of milk. We're raw milk drinkers, so we'll have 1.5 cups of milk. And then we have some melted butter and a little bit of sugar. I'm going to use allulose. It's kind of a sugar replacement. We'll have some vanilla. And then I'm going to crush up some cardamom and a little pinch of salt. So it's a pretty simple recipe. You really need a pan that you can cook them real thin, and we'll show you cooking here in a minute. So these are eggs that I just took out of the chicken coop, and we're going to just crack those up. We got 8 of them. We're going to mix this up really well. Now, of course, we're making this gluten-free, so you have to let your batter sit for about 20 minutes. It takes a little bit of time to hydrate. This gluten-free flour is one that we make. We'll have to do a video on that and show you, but there's some nice gluten-free options out there. Bob's Red Mill is one that's pretty good and works well, so you can use that. So we got our 8 eggs, and we've got about 1.5 cups of milk. I'm gonna add the melted butter, and we're gonna whip this up pretty good, and then we'll add the rest. One of the secret flavors is some cardamom. I happen to love cardamom. They come in these little pods. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna open them up and pull the seeds out from the inside, and we'll put them in this little mortar, and then we'll use the pestle to grind them up. I just pop them open with my fingernail and then scoop the little brown seeds out of there. Kind of funny looking things. I'm gonna have a lot more flavor if you do it this way than if you just use an already ground cardamom from the store. It's so good, but it is one of my favorite flavors. So fun little pestle, and it just goes in there and grind it up. Let's add the rest of everything. So we're gonna put in our cardamom, and about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm out of our vanilla that we make, and we're making some more, but we're just going to use some vanilla paste. I do like vanilla, so about 1/2 teaspoon. Allulose is an interesting sugar. It really has a low glycemic index and actually blocks the absorption of glucose. So a lot of people use it that are trying to lower their sugar content, their blood sugar. It actually works pretty well in cooking. It kind of makes a nice browns things up, so we're just going to use a tablespoon of that. The traditional way that I grew up eating Swedish pancakes was with lemon and powdered sugar. So I just went down to the dome and cut this little lemon. And we just picked him fresh today. Wow, that's a fun little lemon. Oh, it smells so good. Also, the strawberry bed that you saw us plant earlier this spring is making some beautiful strawberries. So I just went out and picked a few, and I'm going to add a few strawberries as well. Just waiting for the gluten-free dough. Once again, I like to let it sit for about 20 minutes and then we'll remix it. It just takes a little while to, I guess, hydrate or something. So it just cooks better if you let it sit for a little bit. So we'll just clean up our messes. One of the trickiest parts is getting your batter to the right consistency. It needs to really flow and get thin. The thinner they are, the better. So gluten-free flour sometimes really thickens up. The other thing is you got to figure out the heat of your pan. So I have a skillet here. I think it's from Made In, and we have an induction cooktop, so it works pretty nicely. And I'm just using my instant read thermometer, and we're at about 400 degrees, which is about right, I think, for this. We're gonna try to make it nice and thin, and then I kind of then pour it, tip it to thin it out, and that seems to work the best. And these cook pretty fast. We have a really nice butter that we're using. If you look at butter, there's a lot more than just cream and salt, and that's what it should only be in butter. So you can make your own. Done that. Not doing that right now, but this is kind of a fun butter. It's actually from France, but we get it at one of the local farm stands that we get a lot of produce from.